Yo, what up? What's what is going on? What is the deal with you these days? This very moment. Is there anything you want to talk about? I mean, cause right, it's sort of like an open forum. If you told me I got proof of that interdimensional being aspect, something happened to me this weekend that made it really clear, just abundantly clear, that interdimensional beings are indeed real. If that describes you, I would love to just hear about it, reach out. All you have to do is just push some buttons. Because that's how we do it these days. I press buttons. Everybody's pressing buttons, right? That's the main deal. So, anyways, we're going to get into Messiah a little more intensely, because it obviously seems to be playing out sort of, I guess, as I was thinking. It's sometimes hard to read the cycles, right? Because the news cycles and the entertainment cycles don't line up, and that's definitely on purpose. It's almost like, right, the moon and the sun, they're both on their own cycles, and they sometimes sync up and sometimes not. But right, obviously this whole Messiah thing has synced up with a general sort of chaos brewing over there in the area that the TV show is talking about, right? And usually it's not so hard on the nose, but I guess that's what's going down these days. Things are moving quickly, and that's why that's, I guess, the title of the show, Who Decides Your Fate, because it may have been one thing one day and another thing the next. And I don't know, I think this show and in my own personal life and just in general, people are trying to figure out, right, who's in charge here? Is there anything I can do about it? Is there a way? Is there a way to get an upgrade here? Can I get into that first class? I want to get one of those. It's one of my other life goals, to take a flight with one of those, like, lying down beds in the front. I mean, it's probably still like flying and all of that, but definitely like a life goal. Take that nap on that bed on that plane. Oh, what's up, Snafu Snaps? Yeah, just taking a look at the chat. It's good to see some of my buddies out there. Veronica. We got Eddie in the house. Kelly. Jerry. It's Snafu, man. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing my best to just conquer all of my reasons why not to and just sit here on this stool and do this show every night. At least for now, while I'm here in this city in this moment, because that just becomes abundantly clearer with every day. Nothing lasts forever, and so you might as well just do what you're feeling, right? Yeah, air horn for sure, dog. I wish I had that. I gotta get like a soundboard where I can trigger some sound effects. I really need that air horn just on call. I mean, yeah, piano's not the same as the air horn. Right, but we are doing a live show here, so let's just keep on some sort of planned focus, vaguely planned show that we got going on here. Right, as you may know, I like to just comb the mainstream and look for trends, but I'm not talking about like the well, maybe I'm talking about Twitter trends, but more like the esoteric-y kind of Stranger Things, if you know what I mean. Wait, that was my phone. So unprofessional. Right, again, just with the asteroid stuff, it is just relentless and always full of coded numbers, and it's almost like, I don't know, there's got to be like a formula for these articles at this point, like, right, they always give you the same sort of rundown, like this thing is crazy, it's going super fast. But also, like, how do you, like, what type of measurement is that? Like the relative speed in relation to the Earth, or like how do you measure that exactly in space? I always sort of wanted that. Right? It's got the numbers, it's got the exact time, and then it goes through how big it is. Right? Always just more and more numbers. We could get into those. Right, and it's just gonna murder you, and all these scary like CGI pictures, and then you get to the bottom, and it's like, oh man, remember that time in Russia when it killed a bunch of people? I mean, shattered windows, that was scary, right? And then you always get to the bottom, and it's like, but it's also gonna be like a whole bunch of miles away, and we're probably good, and also, yeah, we're looking for other ones. 66. 66. 66 million. It's 66 million years ago. I don't know. Does it mean anything? Does it not mean anything? Like what even are we talking about right now? Right, it really is kind of intense at this point, the amount of asteroid. So like infotainment, because it's really like educational, basically. Like that seems the reason for writing these articles. If you missed like the other couple thousand of them, you might have caught this one, and now you know all about asteroids and how scary they are and that kind of stuff. Because for why, right? Why is it so important that we all know what an asteroid can do, right? Is that something that is in our future? I mean, the probability just seems to inch more and more with every passing article. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, this I thought was kind of crazy. Intel has introduced its new cryogenic control chip, codenamed Horse Ridge. I always like their like computer chip names. It's like in any other context, like that would be a lame name, like Horse Ridge, Horse Ridge. It doesn't really, it doesn't have like any ring to it. But since it's a quantum computing chip, it's still awesome, right? Horse, it's the Horse Ridge, Horse Ridge. And this is kind of nuts because it's right. Quantum computers, at least as far as I knew, have been these giant like small room sized things that needed a bunch of cooling and a bunch of equipment and all sorts of money. And now apparently the Horse Ridge cryogenic control chip can control multiple qubits at the same time. And it fits in this dude's hand. That's like a thumb over there apparently. So I mean, you hear a lot of discussion and talk. This is just another long-term, multi-decadal trend. This whole quantum computing, and it's hard to know where this one is particularly headed. I mean, the asteroid one's a little clear. There's like either an asteroid coming or something like an asteroid, or right. They're covering up for something that they know is going to happen that they can describe with asteroid symptoms, but it's not the actual thing that's happening. Quantum computing, that's like whole nother, it's a little more thorny trying to figure out where this is all headed. I mean, you hear a lot of talk about, again with that internet dimensional thing, like reaching into some alternate world or something, and that's what the owner of D-Wave was talking about. Right, but just the point is that like it's people were saying this was never going to happen, that it would get this small and be able to be transportable. And I'm wondering now if I have that other article talking about mini particle accelerators. No, I don't think it's here. But that was another like weird actual science article I was reading about particle accelerators becoming miniaturized and being able to be I don't know how miniature. I mean, now they're just these monstrous multi-mile long circle things underground. So I guess smaller would mean like a room or something. But even if that was possible, then whatever they're doing with those could be done a lot easier. Right. And it's with all these things, quantum computing and the particle acceleration, like it's hard to know. All we know is the story that ends up in this feed and pushed out over multiple sources. We never know what's actually going on there, right? What the actual research is, what the main research is, what the secondary research is, because any project this large is going to have, a bunch of reasons for existing. And there's just, right, the news has been sort of filled with just the dude that got killed and the 52, just that 52 over and over again. Targets, symbolic meaning, et cetera, et cetera. Sort of wondering when this was going to come in, the hacking element, that could be the problem, right? Because it's like with all these things, there's been a lot of lessons planted in articles just sent out for, I guess, since the 2016 election, just educating people on what cyber hacking is and the possibilities there, and doing certain leaks and other things, just basically I think to educate the public on what these things are, right? There's like a small portion of the population that knows how something like this would be possible and how it would work, right? And they talk a lot about Stuxnet. That's here in this article. This U.S. certainly has its own potent cyber webs, and that's the funny thing about this article. It's like so, right? It tells its own version of the truth here, where, we basically went in there and messed with their centrifuges, but that's only like a very small portion of the story. I mean, the point is that we put in this crazy malware on a flash drive and just like sent it into the facility, and the flash drive had the most insane like just right it would just like auto script backdoor every single possible thing because they had all of the best exploits, like all of the best 0 days, and it was just filled with all the instant backdoors where you don't need any login credentials, you just get in, and it would just keep going until it found the actual thing that it was looking for, like the controller for this thing that was refining uranium or whatever, plutonium, and when it didn't find it, it would shut down. But the point was that it was so good at like infiltrating that it instantly got out of the facility and infiltrated like half of the world. And right, half of the world isn't the controller for the plutonium refinement in this facility, so it didn't really do anything. But it got out there, and it got all these 0 days out there, and it just it caused a huge like wave in cybersecurity, and right, and that's, I saw like a whole documentary about that. None of that's going to show up in this article, obviously, because it's much more about these guys and their aggressive cyber attacks and the potential that they have for striking back. And, you know, definitely a big part of that is true because we gave them all these amazing exploits. Like, I'm not really an expert coder in any meaningful sense, but that's, they talk about in this documentary, like, right, you read the code and it's just the most pristine, expert, crafted code, obviously crafted by like a large team of mega savants in this field. And right, and that's the thing about code. Once it's out there, once you can read it, then you can learn it. You can like build on it and create your own sort of next level of that. And so that's sort of what we did with that whole Stuxnet thing that they're talking about here. Is just, we gave them the keys to the castle, basically. And right, how far ahead can some people see? Was that on purpose? Because that was quite some time ago now at this point. But was that always sort of part of the plan to let them get some cyber attack through and then really go to town? I mean, because now it's pretty hot out there, but it's still at the point of posturing, it seems like. I mean, but things are just changing so quickly these days. It could be different if I hit that refresh button right now. Like, who knows? And I just, right, talk about main, secondary, thirdary, fourthadary, tertiary. There's words there. Reasons for all of these things, right? And I wonder about that, right? Part of this is education about asteroids, right? And if you caught that, this is not the same asteroid article. This is a different asteroid article from like an hour later. And yeah, right. Some of them have some nice, beautiful language here, right? A flash of light would have come first, followed by a shockwave and a massive earthquake. Only later would the hailstorm of black, glassy debris begin to fall, a rocky rain that would touch 10% of the planet's surface. So scary, right? Like, gets you in the mood. And again, with the symbolic numbers, the years, it's just like this exhaustive formula. I mean, I don't even know why I like sort of punish myself with it. I guess I am curious about what's going to happen, and I keep looking for clues in all these articles, and then what finds me back is just this ultra repetitive, just formula that they just, I don't know. I don't know who's deciding the fate of these writers, but I definitely wonder about it. Right? I think this article is talking about Apophis. They uncovered some site. I don't know, and it's like, right, they're never gonna really tell you if they found something really scary out there. Like, right? They've told us that over and over again. If they really found that an asteroid or something crazy was coming to Earth, like they just wouldn't announce that publicly because everybody would just go fucking crazy, and they would want to put that off as long as possible to avoid chaos and to maximize like getting ready time for the people that do know. I guess they can handle that information, but right, they're not really keeping a good secret of it if it's in the news every single day. So maybe it really is like a bait and switch that something, not an asteroid, is coming, or maybe it's all just to keep you paralyzed in some sort of fear state. You think about just pure annihilation and melting into glass, and then you just do your life worse or something. Like it makes you immobile. It immobilizes you with fear. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we're getting into the bottom. Just really quick, I did think this was interesting. The U.S. military is banning TikTok for political reasons, right? And it's just with all these things hard to know what's the main reason, what's the real reason. They don't want people using TikTok in the military, right? You can't have it on your devices or personal devices, right? Government issued. No government issued devices. I think you can still have it on your personal, but it's being discouraged. And right, it seems like everybody gets all of their data collected nonstop from everybody all the time, anyways, right? That's sort of the point with Facebook and WhatsApp and all that stuff is to be collecting people's data and mining said data for, right, either just straight up cash or political influence and understanding, and that's just what all of that is for. So, why would any other social network be for something else, especially one that is just like absolutely ridiculously popular? What will be the point if not to just, right, send this message again that we don't trust these guys, and it's not that we don't share data and do a bunch of other like shady stuff together, but right, we're gonna make sort of a show, because if they were really really scared about the data collection, then they would force everybody to uninstall it from all of their devices. But they're only, like, you get in this article and they're only talking about government issued devices. So right, I would hope like most people know that like depending on the agency or bad thing that you did, like they can turn on your device, they can turn on the mic and all of that stuff, like even if it's off and has no battery, et cetera, like they can get into, they can get at you, like, and that's, I want to talk about that other thing with Tyler. I don't know if we can switch over there really quick. Didn't I save that article? I really didn't. I really didn't. Cause let's just go. Bear with me real quick. I don't know if you guys saw this. Secure team. I'm typing super good. Right. I mean, most of you probably know Secure Team. Just basic alien videos, and the guy has a ton of subs, but he's also like, just, I don't know, been going through some rough stuff lately and just being on edge, having a rough time, and yeah, I guess he posted it to his main account, but I could only find it on some other like sketchy account, and now I'm not even seeing it here. Right, but he's saying he's totally getting mobbed, and like the cops are like fucking with him, and they put him in jail, and we're like beating him and just being all like in a movie, like just like stop making alien videos or we're gonna just like ruin everything for you and just, I don't know, try to get like domestic abuse charges called on him and just all this crazy stuff. And then, yeah, he posted this weird vertical video saying like it was all just like, right, you know me, I'm Tyler the creator. No, he's not. He's Tyler from Secure Team. Um, right? Definitely not to be confused with Tyler the creator. Like totally a different person. And right, just saying they're basically trying to ruin his life. And I don't know. You look in the video, you start to feel for the guy. Seems like he's being honest. Right, and I guess just the implications of that are kind of nuts. Like if they really are right, I think we all know that there's a lot of like suppression going on all of the sort of mainstream lines, especially as we ratchet into whatever this like hyperdrive next phase is of information. Because it just seems like we're going to be flooded with even more sort of higher bandwidths of info, and they're also going to want to very, much more than it is now, like tightly control that info. So it can be sort of laser guided, right? Because I guess there's not going to be enough time for dissent and conversation and all that. They're just going to have to get the information out there, on the regular. So yeah, gotta get, I guess, move all this stuff along. And I think the like self chilling effect is also pretty evident, right? Since there's so many people talking about this happening, a lot more people are just sort of worried about it happening, and happens more and more. And right, just like with all these things, even though he seems honest, like I always just consider all the possibilities. Like, is he part of the master system? Would he be doing it for money? Like, he honestly hasn't been posting at all for like months. And so it doesn't seem like he's doing it for the clicks or anything. And he definitely seems just totally like strung out. And it's also crazy that he would post this video and then have it unposted and then, yeah, have everybody talking about it. Yeah, and have him just all this drama, right? But so, and that's the thing. Anytime I see just a bunch of drama getting created, I don't know. I always start to get suspicious, but it makes you take a second. Like, right, again, should I be scared about just doing the stream? Is this a scary thing to be doing? Talking into a microphone. Is that a dangerous act in 2020? Maybe. But I guess I'm just like too stubborn or something at this point to just give up on it quite yet. So I don't know. I guess maybe you guys got to send me a stronger sign. Like, I don't have to go to jail quite yet. Like, you can give me like something a little softer. But right, that's the point. I don't think they would devote this kind of resources to a channel this size. Anyways, I wanted to get into just the end portion here of Messiah, because I did manage to cut through this weird show, right? Which is sort of this weird funhouse mirror reflection of like literally everything that's going on right now. From right, she's like a CNN reporter doing shisty things as a reporter, right? And then we got the actual like Messiah person who has come to, I guess, save everybody, right? And right, but it comes out that he's just like has a mental illness, and he's a charlatan and has studied with some bad people, right? And then he's not actually walking on water and doing any of those things. It's all just been like a magic trick. Or has it? Or has it? Right, all your favorite characters in this in the show, and it's weird. It's weird. It's not somehow better received, because there is a lot of talent in this show. A lot of a lot of experienced, good actors in this show, but it's somehow just sort of falls flat. Which, what are you gonna do, right? It's just like the chief of staff, presidential advisor person, the addled CIA agent, right? It's all the same sort of characters, I guess. That it's very stock, right? And again, since this is sort of an international religious kind of thing, we have the Israeli agent, I guess Mossad or something like that. We're supposed to believe, right? And that's what happened. That's and it's all about this kind of thing, right? Like who does decide your fate, right? Is it the agent from a foreign country? Is it the CIA trying to decide everything? Is it the guy next to the president, or maybe even the president trying to decide your fate? Is it some sort of religious figure, or is there going to be somebody like this in the future that really, like, much more than any sort of pop celebrity has been able to, it just really gets to the people and goes truly international with some sort of message, right? Is that going to be who decides your fate? Is it this weird lady? I mean, who? Or do you have the most to say in what happens to you? Because it's kind of like a share. It's kind of like a share of responsibility. Okay. Just real quick before we go. Well, I'm gonna see, because I wanna chill on this for a second here. Let's just get to the end of these images, because I think it's important just before it all slips away. Just before just like the news, how these things are portrayed, right? The guy, we don't trust the guy. We don't trust the Jesus guy. He is proven to be a real person and not actually the Son of God. So, right, that makes everybody not believe in him anymore. But at the end of the show, like, his plane goes down because the evil president guy wants to get rid of him because they just don't understand. They think he's, I guess, a psychopath. And the kid with cancer just straight up dies because he didn't take care of the kid with cancer, right? Just cold hearted. There was a cancer kid there, and he did not heal the cancer kid, but he does heal some other people, right? And it just causes, that's what they show in the show. It just causes much more just sort of upheaval and anger and just retribution. There's all this fighting that goes on, because this guy is maybe the Son of God. I don't think he is. Well, he's not doing it right. Or I really believe that's right. He's the real guy. He's the dude, right? And so there's just all this back and forth about what's the deal with this guy. And at the end, right, they really try to smear him, and I had to screenshot this because this is it's just one of the darkest burns you can possibly do on television. If you really want to smear somebody, right, an outspoken opponent of capitalism, like you might as well have just written like he eats ponies like every morning. That's his daily ritual. Just a sick fuck. You monster. You opponent of capitalism. And right, so that there was like a, I guess, pseudo intellectual that was helping him, or he was helping him, like the other way around, to spread this cause, these ideas out there. Right, and not a whole lot of symbolism going on in this show. But at the very end, when they crash, they land in this field of like roses or poppies or something, right? What grows out there? It's got to be poppies or something, right? All right, I'm out of here. It's been real, though. It's been real, guys. You know, dude, live your life the way you want. I'm not trying to say, you know, you should do or believe anything that I say or that the TV is saying. I'm saying you should just like try to figure it out for yourself and don't let them trick you into thinking things. Well, they definitely do look like poppies. And the parallel I just wanted to make real quick before I go, right, this deep red color that they got here. And what just happened in the news with those deep red flags being raised, right? Marking the beginning of this conflict that we're getting into, right? We're supposed to be scared, right? We're supposed to be getting ready for battle. And yeah, if there's any reason I'm doing this show, that's got to be a big one. Just to say, how were we supposed to feel today? Like there was an impending battle that we must prepare for war. Or actually, maybe, right, maybe everything's just chill and it's always been chill and they're just like stirring up this drama to get you all like, you know, in this frequency, like just all jammed up. Like obviously they gotta kill some people, like that's just part of the deal. But the main, like, really best part of that is to get all of us regular folk to be all spun up in our heads, like, oh man, I'm so worried this thing's gonna happen. But like actually, like, especially to most of us specifically, like none of that matters. Like what I guess should really matter is like making yourself better and like raising yourself up. I mean, maybe. Later. Keep it real, guys. Keep it super real.